All right. Hello. It is I. Also, hello, DR. Yeah, I have been streaming a bunch of stuff that you haven't necessarily been able to join, eh? At least this time around you can watch. Also, hello, Lemurian. Me! Oh, hold on. Me! Me! Hello, everybody. Hello. So we... Oh. Yeah. Hold on. Is it gonna pick up on the screen? Bunch of stuff, aka just the Watcher. Yeah, the Watcher counts as a lot of thing. It's like a whole bunch of thing. One thing, but a bunch of it. Now, if this would like to load, that would be much appreciated. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Fucking finally. Alright. Let me just scooch that out a bit. Oh, I can't do that. Let me just stretch it slightly. Actually, I could probably do this, but better if I just do that. Shit. How do I do this? Why did I have to make my overlay in the wrong resolution? Alright, that's good enough. That's good enough. Alright, so. Like I said in the thing, how do I OCD? How do I OCD? I don't OCD. I am very much not somebody with OCD, because if I did, I wouldn't be able to exist in the room that I exist in. There's so much junk everywhere. And at any moment, I could just pick it up off my desk. It's great. But if I had OCD, that would be very obnoxious. Anyhow. Last time we did an art stream, we worked out how to make a sad Hoog looking face. And so now, we're just gonna work on making an emote out of it. So that you guys can express your sadness through official Ender Deej sanctioned emotes. None of that shit from other YouTubers or other streamers. Only Ender Deej emotes in this chat. Nah, I'm messing. But you know, gonna, I guess, just work on this for the next hour or so. You can now feel depression. Yep. Any sad feelings you felt before were all fake. It's a bad thing for me to say. Not that I'm that influential that I could do that, but yeah. All right, now this is gonna require me think a little harder than I usually do. Okay, now his nose does need to be relatively long. Got it. And then, okay, I'm a little out of practice. It's been a hot second since I have done any art, just at all. So I'm gonna need to take a sec to get into it. I've been playing a lot of this old game called this old game called Terratech. It was getting popular so long ago, and now it's kind of completely out of the gaming zeitgeist. But I've revisited it recently, and I realized how up my alley that game is. Every time you pass by a Rain World fan in Roblox, your Rain World related avatar, they freak out. I mean, all you have to do is gesture or like vaguely imply Rain World in anything you do, and any Rain World fans around you will freak out. It's just how it works. Rain World mentioned near a Rain World fan causes hysteria or something. I don't know. Okay, so try to do this as well as possible in a short amount of time as possible, which I know is not really that feasible. Yeah, no. You say the word Rain World and suddenly people, like sleeper agents, start fucking waking up and shit. I don't know what sleeper cell is. I'm assuming it's that. Alright. I get rid of this. But you know, I've gotta head out eventually. By eventually I mean in a couple of hours. Otherwise I would be streaming for probably way longer than I can today. All of that is to say, I need to have some urgency in my drawing so that I can actually get something done by the end of today's stream. Alright. Now the Hoog has a little too long of a nose. I knew it needed to be kind of cut down a bit. I think something just like that. Simple as that. I fucked up. I unfucked up. There we go. Let me go grab a reference image for this so that I have a better understanding of how the Hoog's face should look. That. This hasn't been the norm for many streams. Yeah, that is true. But I'm gonna try to get something done. I'm gonna try to change the norm a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, right now I feel like his head is a little too rounded. Oh wait, no, his head is rounded. There's something wrong with this though. Hey, Tommy. Welcome. Yeah, it's been a hot second since the last art stream, so yeah, sorry about that. My brain is malfunctioning, I think. Ear looks a little off. Yeah. I'm gonna try to make something from, like, this is a doodle. So it's not, like, properly completed. And I'm gonna try to turn it into a proper, like, completed thing. To some extent, at the very least. And hopefully it works out. Now, his face is, it's like rounded over the top and then a sharper thing like that. Maybe not that sharp, but let me, oh. If we look at that, and it's kind of hard to see. There's his pixelated ass face shape. It's rounded over the top, goes down, and then this is more like an angled in. So I want to mimic that by doing something like this. Like so. Like that. Alright. And then that goes around kind of loosely like that. First time you draw for yourself, you draw for others because you don't really find a reason to use for a Rain World profile picture. I saw you've been doing or you've been changing around your profile picture a little more often. Those are the only things that I really pick up in the Discord, or I pick up on in the Discord server, because not a lot happens. So anytime I'm looking at the Discord server, because there's like a ping, I'll see one message, and then I'll look around and 20 people have changed their profile picture for the millionth time. It's one of the only things to do in Discord. Alright. How do I proceed from here? There's something wrong about this. The nose is too high up. That's what's wrong with it. Yeah, I'm the same when it comes to most of my like accounts, profile pictures and stuff. But sometimes I definitely do kind of just swap back and forth between a few profile pictures over the course of like a day. Alright, I gotta figure out where his nose should be in relation to his eye, because before it was way too high up and it made him look wonky. So the top of the nose should be at the middle of the eye. That's a good way to go about it. So if he's looking down like that, yeah, no, his nose was absolutely in the wrong place. We're gonna go some like, you know what? Let's see. I feel like the stripe on his face is messing with my perspective, my eye for perspective. All right. So if it's looking kind of like that vaguely, I want it kind of like this, maybe. Okay, I'll leave it there. I just touched a button. I touched a button and made one of my pencil sizes insanely large. I'm just gonna forget about that. All right. The nose needs to be kind of evened out like that. Maybe. I think this is good. Maybe. Nope. I've got to make like a diamond. Okay, hold on. I gotta do this correctly. Where it's like a diamond shaped nose that looks in 3D space to be perpendicular to this line here. And that's tough. Something like this. But you know, I've been playing a lot of Terratech recently, which, if you guys don't know, it's an old game where you drive around, destroy enemies, take parts of those enemies, and then attach them to your own like car, basically. I should have probably prefaced that you play as a car, and I never really put two and two together that me, myself, who enjoys building stuff, would enjoy that game. But I really enjoy that game. I can actually spend hours just sitting and building a machine. And then, like I'll spend an hour just sitting in the same spot, putting together the best vehicle out of the parts that I have. I'll be like, okay, that's good. go kill an enemy, they'll have a new part, and so I'll spend another hour rebuilding the vehicle to include that part. It's pretty fun, at least for me, my dumb engineer brain. There is, you said sounds unique. There is one game that I know that uses the same kind of premise. Not premise. What's the word for it? Mechanic. Uses the same mechanic. And it's made by the same dudes who made War Thunder. So you better bet that it has some awful monetization. It's absolutely awful in terms of like getting progression and stuff. He's gone over 7 hours in daily. That's pretty insane. Hey, Rain. What mechanic? I was just talking about a game called Terratech, where you start off as a little baby car, and you fight enemies, and they drop bits when you kill them, and then you use those bits to make your car bigger. And I was saying how I really, really like that, because my brain... Oh, you know Terratech. There you go. Yeah, my brain really likes that gameplay mechanic. Yeah, no, I'm just getting into it now. I remember watching it, like, you know, old Minecraft YouTubers? when I was but a little lad, when I was toddling around, I wasn't that young when Terratech was a thing, but when I was younger, I'd watch those Minecraft YouTubers also play Terratech, and they never got past the first section. So I thought that the game was insanely short. I didn't realize how long the game is. All of that to say, your question before about the mechanic. Only one game, there is only one game that I know of that has that mechanic. Of like you destroy enemies, you get new bits for your car, and then you make a new car that's better because you get the new bits. And it's made by the people who make War Thunder. And it's awful. It's called Crossout. It's awful. You used to watch a YouTuber called Lathland. I don't know that. I don't know that one, but I don't know that YouTuber. However, it is very possible that I watched their stuff briefly. Crossout is shit. It is. I hate it, especially because it stole away a significant amount of my time. Because I was like, oh, look at this cool mechanic where I get to build things with parts. I love doing that. I love building things. And then the game was like, yes, now that you're into it, give me your money. I want your money. You're not going to get another part until you give me $5. The execution is horseshit? Exactly. It's really bad. All right, does the Hoog look sadder if he has this like droopy face? he has kind of a long, I don't know what to call this other than like a jowl. How do sad dogs look? You know like Great Danes with the big old floppy jowls, and they just kind of look sad sometimes. I wonder if I could I wonder if I could do something of a similar variety. Fried egg looking motherfucker. I mean, it's the fried egg of sadness. It's just, you know, you sizzling on the pan to denote that you are sad today. Let's see. Does this do anything? Nope. That just makes him look like a dog. He does not need to look like a dog. All right. Well, at the very least, we've got a start. Or we had a start 20 minutes ago. You're dumb? You just adding that? Oh, you thought it was Monday. I see. Well, I mean, it was Monday yesterday. I could see how that gets mixed up. Alright, so we can go around like that, and then go in, just to give him a slightly larger nose, because big nose is pretty, what's the word? Like, an aspect of a character that makes that character. Not, it's like, eponius, or epitome, eperbimus. I love words. I love the English language. I especially love making them up. Okay, we can do that. You are now depression. Because you realized your break ends tomorrow. Yep, that's all of our breaks. Well, some of us maybe don't have breaks. I don't know. I don't know if people don't celebrate Easter or whatever. But, yeah, no. I get to go back and build robots and shit. Oh, woe is me. I need to be very careful when I say that, because I say it a lot. I say, oh, woe is me, a lot. But if you say it too quickly, it sounds like the word, and then everybody starts freaking out. So, I know where. Oh, man, what are we gonna find today? Oh, hey, that's actually nice. That's actually... Vowism? I don't know what vowism is. That's a new one to me. Also, I will say, Rain, a little bit out of season. Just a tiny bit out of season. You know, it's not a fault of your own. Everybody could get it mistaken. But it's not quite Halloween anymore. Alright. Let's get... You've been playing Hollow Knight a ton recently? I know, I've seen. I've dropped by your streams as you play them. As you play it. There's not multiple Hollow Knights yet! This year! Silksong 2025! Ah! It's woe, not vow? Yeah, yeah. I remember when I dropped into the first stream that I saw of you playing Hollow Knight, you were having not the best time. But I'm glad that you have kind of turned around and enjoyed it. Unless you're playing it out of spite. In which case, I fully respect that. However, it would be kind of weird. But how's the game? How are you enjoying it? This is a good track. Also, my stomach is actually like it is. I need to take some antacids. Where the fuck are they? Gotta grab something from my bag. Where the fuck is it? There we are. Fantastic. Is this what the Americans called heartburn? Yeah. It's called acid reflux. That's the technical name for it, and I have it chronically, meaning that it never goes away. You were having a good time, but then you got to the Path of Pain. I didn't even try to do the Path of Pain. Well, okay, that's a lie. I spent like 3 hours trying to do the Path of Pain, but I didn't. I didn't do it, and I didn't commit myself to doing it. Hold on, kick him. There we go. You made it to the last room, then you gave up. That's fair. You made it further than I did. You beat the Path of Pain after some really intense staring at your screen. That, yeah, about sums it up. I don't want to do the Path of Pain because I know what's there at the end of it. And the fact that there is that at the end of it, like, it's... The reward for the Path of Pain is knowledge. And I already have the knowledge. The only reason to do the Path of Pain would just be like, hey, I'm a gamer. But we all know that I'm not. We all know that I suck at video games. It's a fact. Alright. Is that ear better? The absolute final bit. Yeah, because it's like... I mean, I don't know why we're dancing around this. Hollow Knight has been out for 6 years. When was Hollow Knight out? When did Hollow Knight come out as a game? (2017). It was released in 2017. Holy shit. It's been 8 years. It's been 8 years since Hollow Knight was released. Hollow Knight is an 8-year-old game. Do you see that? The Cloud is fucking awesome. Look at that guy. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. All of that to say, yeah, the part where the two dudes you fall from the sky and then the two dudes fight you, that's the scary part. I got him. Things, hold on. Clown guy? Clown guy where? Where's Clown guy? I feel like that's... Oh, I mentioned a clown? Did I? When did I mention a clown? My brain fucking... Gone. Clone guy? Hello. What's up, Hawo? Welcome to the stream. Hello, Royal Cat Royal. That's an awesome name. Some people show up, some people show up into the chat with names that are like penis dick balls 5000. And I don't know why this is not whatever. Some people show up in the chat with absolutely awful names. Royal Cat Royal is really funny to me, and I don't know why. Now I've made you unsure if I actually mentioned a clown. Well, you have the ability to go back into in time and like look at it. I don't. I have to get this shit done, lest I die. That's what's happening. I'm gonna die later, I guess. Okay. So that's a good ear for this guy. For those who don't know, although you could probably guess by looking at it, and also by the... Hold on, what's the title? Yeah, you could probably guess by the title. I'm making emotes. And then also we can do some more chat drawings if I get this done in time. You have to take care of your cult too. What you're doing drive-by. What is it? So are you playing Cult of the Lamb, or are you just drive-by preaching to a cult that you have somehow amassed? These are two very similar things. I'm just imagining like a drive-by preaching. Hold on. Amen. I'm so stupid. You play a spaceship cult game. Does that count? Which spaceship cult game? There's a lot of games that could be defined as that. Actually, maybe there aren't. Is it Spaceship 17? EVE Online. That's the other one. Oh, now... The cat cam has been shifted slightly, and now you're looking at my Alexa. Well, let me just... There we go. The more important thing. I forget, we meet again, Alexa? Why do you say that like my Alexa is your enemy. You didn't even talk to my Alexa. Oh, every single time I've been saying the name Alexa, it has been picking up my voice. Fuck Alexa. Alexa, fuck you. All right. Also, Alexa, play What's in the Butt? You're eating salt and vinegar chips? Why is that a sad thing? Salt and vinegar chips are awesome. Wait, hold on. I need to check. Yeah, no. All of your attempts to make my Alexa do things have gone unnoticed by the Alexa. Please don't tell your Alexa anything. Holy shot. What's up, Pio? We've got a lot of people in here right now. Finally managed to catch a streams. Oh, wait, you're not Pio. I saw P and O at the same, like, I saw P and O next to each other. I was like, yeah, Pio. That's the word that says. No, what's up, Mnil? How's it going? How are you enjoying life at basically 12 o'clock at this point, eh? Playing SCPs? Oh yeah, you've been doing a bunch of what's it called? Not security breach, secret laboratory. SCP, scrumptious, scrumptious cherry, penis. Damn it! I didn't want to say penis, but I had to. There was no other word that could possibly have stood for. Also, I was going to ask before. But I got my brain just, you know. What the fuck is EVE Online? Because I've heard of it. I haven't seen anything about it, but I've heard of it. And I don't know what it is. However, it's weird to me that I have heard of it so many times and have no idea about it. There's a few things kind of like that. I know. A spaceship game that came out in 2003. Oh, so it's old as shit. Got it. It's your first time eating vinegar chips at all? Bro, you eat raw pork. You eat raw ground pork. What do you mean vinegar chips are like what is, how are vinegar chips the things that make you sad? I have to. It's the weirdest thing anybody has ever like put into the chat. And you can be happy because now I cannot explain to you how many more images than required I have of the Met Eagle. I have way too many different photos of the Met Eagle on my computer right now, and it is all your fault, Tommy. Mnil, I showed you what the Met Eagle was, right? I showed you what the Met Eagle was. Yeah. You should try some. You're near Germany. Nearer than I am. So you should just, like, I don't know, drive down there and pick them up. I have no idea how close you and Germany are, so. You've had salt and vinegar chips since you were 3. Can we get a round of applause for Holden? Sopping table, everybody. Sopping table. He's had salt and vinegar chips since he was 3. Wow. An hour and a half plane trip? I bet you could probably run faster. Did I see they released a remaster of Oblivion? No, I did not. You're a veteran. That is not true. Unless you're saying you're a veteran of consuming salt and vinegar chips. Just saying I'm a veteran is crazy. You thought I only had one Medigale picture on my... I have... Well, let me see. It's got very positive reviews. I can see that. You might have not eaten salt and vinegar chips since 3, but you've consumed raw garlic since you were 3. Well, garlic is awesome. And it doesn't burn your stomach. Beef tartar is awesome. Met Igel is cursed as fuck. Okay, now we're moving out of my realm of expertise. Then again, when it came to food, my realm of expertise was, antacids. I don't eat good at all. You're the chef, after all. That is fair. You are a chef. However, you just don't fully understand classic German delicacies, and perhaps you should try it before mocking it. Oh. Schweinhacks? What's Schweinhacks? I'm assuming it's pronounced like that. Schweinhacks, because that's how that typically is pronounced, I think. Yes. What is it? Don't make me get Biz. Biz knows everything, I think. So far, he's let on for me to believe that he knows everything. Biz! Bismarck! Is he here? Biz wants me to pay him? Well, too fucking bad. I don't pay myself. I don't make profit off of this. I just do this. You're not an expert in German writing? What do you mean? I could say something totally fucked up. I was gonna just say, you're European, you should know. But there's so many languages. You only know moon runes? True. Nah, I have nothing against anybody in particular from Europe. You can speak Dutch? No fucking way. No way you can speak Dutch. Hold on. There's no way you can speak Dutch. That's French! You just spoke French! Like, maybe they're vaguely close to each other, but that's not it. That's wrong. Meth Egel and Met Egel are two super different things. Meth Egel, I'm pretty sure, is what Sonic is. Alright. Let's see. Oh, I forgot about him. I don't know what these lines are. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Oh yeah, you forgot about him? He's kind of awesome. The Balatro memes have been popping. Have there been any major updates to the game? Or has it just been like the Friends of Jimbo stuff? Come on. Okay, that didn't work. Oh. Nah, same. Maybe some coal mods. Coal mods. So they're mining coal? they're mining coal now in Balatro? Interesting. And there goes the music. Thank you, YouTube. It is always much appreciated whenever you interject and turn off the fucking music. I keep on nudging. That's my door. It's because I've got this like wire going across my entire desk. Question ender. What is the question? I ruined mythology. Damn. I didn't know I have that. That was an insanely bad voice crack. Sorry, I speak words bad. Why are you not allowed to have YouTube bot on Discord, but on Twitch it's fully allowed to stream music? So, for Twitch, I have a playlist of specifically curated music that I know won't get me copyright stricken. And I am, Rhythm was great. Rhythm was really good, and then, yeah. It's because YouTube sued over it. It was a whole thing. YouTube being a dick. Got Google. Yeah. Alright. Now, how much of the Hoog needs to be seen to emphasize that he's sad? Because I could just make this like a headshot, and then it'd be fine as is. But additionally, I should save this. Not that. Save. There we go. But should I make this just like a close-up of his head? I don't know. I have trouble thinking. My brain doesn't work. Alright. That's vaguely what the arm would look good, and then it'd go like this. In the settings of OBS, there's an option that lets you filter an audio track from the VODs. Oh, yeah. I've thought about that. And I've thought about that. In fact, that was why in certain like clips you couldn't hear audio from the voice mod and stuff. But I don't like music that has lyrics in general because it distracts me. And most of the music that gets copyright stricken is music with lyrics. So I miss out on being able to play Jack Stauber and other things like that on stream, but it's, you know, not an issue. Maybe one stream I'll turn it off just for that one stream. One stream? Why did I emphasize the one a second time? My brain is bad. By the way, again, I will state this once again. If anybody has suggestions for music for the streams, feel free to provide those suggestions in the Discord, because I feel like listening to some new stuff that we haven't heard before would be kind of nice. Right. If I answered the what happened to the DST server? Oh yeah, I didn't see that message. The DST server, it's still there. We just haven't played since we finished doing it last time. So next time I want to play more DST, or if we want to get a group together to do some DST in the Discord server, it will be there. Okay, Droopy Shoulders is definitely. How long did we play after you left? Not that long. At most like 30 minutes, just getting stuff finalized. Okay, let's just do some rough shapes. for the arm. It's probably going to cut off like there, maybe. Probably even sooner. Let's... I know I just spent like 5 minutes trying to do this line, but I'm going to redo it because I don't like how it turned out. Yippee yippee wahoo. Okay, one thing that I pretty much forgot entirely about. The Hoog's neck comes out the back of his head, so he looks like this, meaning that his shoulder isn't aligned. He's got a bit of an issue there. There we go. Let's just fix that. Perfect. All right. Now it's like that, effectively. No, do a little closer. Now he's not wearing a V-neck, so I don't need to make the sweater dip down that far, but it needs to be far enough that it at least looks like he's not wearing some kind of turtleneck. All right. I wonder if there's any news on the off remake. It's been a hot second since I've checked that. I definitely want to play the remake once it's done, because that feels like it would be enjoyable to do on stream. More so than just playing the regular, like, off. Too bad you will. You can feel free to do that. That won't prevent me from playing it on stream, though. I think. I don't know what kind of tooling you have access to in this circumstance. Okay. Go like that. Right. Drawing clothing has always been kind of a double-edged sword when it comes to how much I enjoy it, because clothing can be like customized a lot. There's a lot you can do with a small section of a character with clothing. However, you also have to deal with a lot of weird perspective shit. Because you've got like a cylinder, and then the cylinder is attached to another cylinder that's kind of weirdly shaped. Now, this is very poorly done, but it's like two cylinders like this. This one's a cylinder this way, like that. You can see how shaky my hands are. All of that to say, it's a lot of complexity when you're trying to add little doohickeys to various aspects of clothing, because you got to make it warp around the clothing, unless you just want to paste on textures like they did in Chowder. That always works. All right. Now, the problem with drawing the Hoog's hoodie has always been that in real life, hoodies, like, they're not that big. They're not that noticeable. So, for this hoodie, if I'm just like this, it's not that much. Especially compared to the size of my huge fucking brain. And by brain, I mean head. There's not a lot happening in there. But hoodies tend to kind of lay flush, sort of flush, against the back, which is not what you want to do when you're trying to make a character that looks cool. Because then people won't even be able to see the hoodie. So what I have to do is artificially, like, fluff up the hoodie a bunch, so that it is visible at most times. A good example is up there. If you see the little Hoog doodly dad tidbit thing. Most of that shot, you just don't see any of his hoodie. Or, well, you see a tiny bit of his hoodie because I've beefed up the size of it. But even if it wasn't beefed up, like if the hoodie wasn't purposefully made to be larger, you couldn't see it at all at any point during that animation, which would be kind of annoying. So it's one of those sacrifices per se that you got to make when designing a character to make them look all flashy. All right. Additionally, I'll just add something behind the neck. Show that he is, in fact, wearing clothes on the back of his neck, as well as the front of his neck. Crazy how that works. Now the center goes like so. You can go there, go there, I think. Maybe it's closer to here? Gotta go around that and down. Actually, no, it curves around his chest, so it'll be closer to that. I think... I mean, how do mine lay on my stomach? Alright. So if we instead do... It's kind of like this. Where it lays over. Alright. Now I do need to adhere to gravity, so the ends are going to be pulled directly down, because he isn't moving, presumably. Yeah, okay, that works, I think. Now, he doesn't... Yeah, it's just that. There's no zipper on the front. Nothing like that. This is definitely... It is a positively sad Hoog. So I'd say, mission complete in that regard. The Hoog looks sad as shit. We can do kind of like that. And this one, I'm gonna do like so. Did I disable pressure sensitivity on my tablet? Nope. I just am using a brush that doesn't do it, because I like using that for my sketches. If I were to do that, then I could alter the pressure for this. It's like, yeah. I could do all sorts of stuff. I just tend to use specific, just all the same line weight. Oh. There goes Cloud. Gato. What language is that again? Oh, yeah, you're gonna want to... Gato. I know I've heard that, and I know that means cat. I don't know what language it's in. Spanish? That might be correct. I wouldn't know. Oh, my pen. All right. The leash? Yeah, no, it's just my insanely long wire. My computer doesn't do Bluetooth well. It can do Bluetooth. It's just if I try to connect up my headphones via Bluetooth, it messes with stuff for whatever reason. Don't exactly know why. All right, now I can keep... The arm doesn't necessarily... Like, this doesn't really make sense, per se, that his arm is getting exponentially wider towards the end. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me double check that. Okay, yeah, no, it's his legs that do that. His arm stays relatively the same width over the course of it as a whole. So I could either keep it as like this. I mean, I could just keep it like this. It's kind of cartoony. I could extend out the arm like this. Let's see how that changes the effect. I mean, yeah, it sufficiently makes him look hunched over. However, do I prefer the kind of cartoonish look of this one? You know what I could do? I could just add the crumpled portions of his sweater. Like so. If I do this like that. Like so. Kind of like that. Now this does mess with that. I think if I do that. All right, that works better. Because you can see the same, like, crumpling effect up there. However, that's not... It's not exactly the same, and it's not how I want it. I think I want something like that. There we go. Okay. Now I can... I need it to look less like a cake that's kind of mushy and more like fabric that is slightly too big. Like just like a slightly too big sweater. Now how does one do that? I guess I did it there already. But there's something with it that I think is either missing or is wrong. Let's see. Oh, hey, Hollow Knight. Or, it's Hollow Knight, but it's also a cover. I've mentioned before that this dude does great instrumental covers. I would absolutely recommend listening to his stuff if you enjoy the kind of real acoustic instrument covers of video game songs and stuff. Right. Okay. That looks a little bit better with a little with some more space between those crumples. And over here, I can do, like, something like that. Something like that. That would work better. Yeah, that works. It just needs to be good at a glance, and so after taking a glance at it, as long as it kind of portrays the image and doesn't stick out like a sore thumb, it is good. Maybe. I think. Alright. And we're gonna do that. Are these too big, maybe? Like the bumps feel almost too cartoonishly large? Something like this, maybe? Okay, that's a bit better. This is tough to get get working. Then again, that's how it tends to be with art. You gotta spend at least an hour redrawing lines that you've already drawn in order to hopefully get it to a place where you like it. This makes him look strong, though. Like, I don't know why, but this gives off the vibe of him being, like, yoked for some reason. He shouldn't look like that. Bro's supposed to have a dad bod. I guess dad bod isn't necessarily mutually exclusive from being, like, buff as shit, but still. Something like that. Okay. I think maybe I'm going about this wrong, and I should just take this piece and put it up here and call it call it a day in that regard. Yeah. What happened to the gun sound? What? That's the gun sound. Yeah. The gun sound is still there. You can't pick it? No, it's still there. It still costs 1,000 mud. Maybe try Oh, okay. It just changed place. I was gonna say try just reloading the page, but, eh. Okay. You thought it said yippee instead of gun. Alright. So we're gonna do like this. And if I am correct in thinking at all, then this. Yeah, it could be better. Come on, give me something. Allow my flailing, my thoughtless flailing through the art. Allow that to end out with something of value. Is Endeege me? Yeah. I don't know how many times I've been asked this, but yeah, no. Endeege is me. It is my primary YouTube account. The one that I use mostly, and it is where I put all my music stuff. Yeah. Okay. We're not gonna do a midstream ad break this time around because the stream is not going for very long. So, yeah. We'll just keep going until the stream's over. This was a track that I made a little while ago, and it was really the first time I figured out how to make music. You know? Cuz like you can it's like when you're doing art. Can't wait for Crazy Cattle 3D. The fact that it's a browser game makes me fear it a little bit, but maybe eventually we'll play some Crazy Cow 3D. What was I saying? Something. I don't remember. Alright, so let's just cut it off there. There's little tiny bits. There we go. Get rid of those. All right, perfect. And we can get that. Can't I just use rectangular selection? I could. But I'm stupid. I'm not a smart person. All right. What time is it? 6:05. We don't have a lot of time. That's fine. We've already got the thing mostly finished. I'm doing an engineering degree. For what? Wait, what is that in response to? Me saying I'm stupid? Oh, I can tell you right now. Doing an engineering degree and being stupid are not mutually exclusive. Oh god, I dropped. Okay, I found it. Some of the people I have to interact with at college I go to, it makes you wonder. It really does. Makes you wonder for your safety as you cross like bridges and stuff, because those people in those classes are the ones doing like making the bridges for your car to drive across. Tell you a story about that. I'm not one for talking behind people's backs. However, considering that I wouldn't be doxing them or saying any of their names, I could think up a story. I just have to remember any interaction that I've had. The problem with the guys that I work with is that, or work with, I guess learn with. Some people just don't have neurons. Yeah. Is I don't talk to them a lot. So, like, I don't like them as people. They tend to be bigots and generally awful people to hang around. So most of the time, I don't talk with them. No, I don't work with you. You couldn't build a bridge. Wait, are you? When I say most of them are bigots, did you just go, me? I'm one of them. Yippee! You can make a sandwich bridge. It wouldn't be structurally sound. A car would not be able to cross your sandwich bridge. Also, absolutely insane. It would with really stale sandwiches. I'll humor you. Because the second that I start going into the structural stability of a sandwich, of a slightly stale sandwich, that's when the viewer retention goes down. You can make a sandwich. Eh, well, I mean, no need to brag. Oh my god, do the math. All right, well, I wouldn't need to do math because we have tools. Simply take a sample of your sandwich that's about a centimeter wide, a centimeter thick, and a few centimeters tall. All right. And we'll put it into this huge hammer machine. Let me show you like a real thing. What's it called? Toughness tester. No, it's not. It's not a hydraulic press. That would be too intelligent. Let's see if I can. It's called, I believe, the Charpy impact test. Oh, this is a fun little demonstration. Hold on, let me pull this up on screen. On. Allow me to open it up on my fucking screen. Thank you. So this is a Charpy test, and it was made during World War II because they needed a quick and easy way to test out the strength of metal. So basically what you do is you take a tiny little thing, like just a sample, you stick it in the bottom, and then you hit that with a hammer. And then it measures how much of the force from the hammer that piece of metal could sustain. It spins? No, it just swings. It's legitimately just a hammer. It's a hammer that swings from the top and it goes down and hits the piece of metal. It's really funny in concept. And that won World War II. Well, I don't think that on its own, but it aided in it. There's a lot of stupid things that are completely scientific. Like, did you know that toughness is a metric? Toughness is along the same lines as a spring's ability to take tension or compress. Toughness is one of those. Like ductility and other stuff. Sandpaper is like really tough. No. Metric. Not metric as in the system of measurement, but metric as in the name of a unit in that system of measurement, despite being paper. Let me think. Because toughness means that it can absorb a lot of impact, basically, which is why they needed it for like tanks and stuff. They needed to figure out if their metal was going to survive a giant bullet hitting it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure sandpaper probably wouldn't be passing the Charpy test. Is it related to the hardness scale? Nope. Although things that are tough tend to be less hard, because the harder something is, the more brittle it often is. For example, glass. Glass is insanely hard. Way harder than any metal. Like, this glass right here, if I were to individually test the hardness on the Mohs hardness test scale thing, it would be harder than, I don't know, say the metal of these nail clippers. However, you don't want to make a tank out of glass, now do you? It's a different thing. These are cool questions. I like talking about things. You thought metal scratches glass? Nope. Glass is incredibly hard on the Mohs hardness scale. It is up there with diamonds. I feel like I could do something with this. I could do some like that. I ever had a good glass cannon run in Isaac? Nope. I've had a good like start to a run that included glass cannon. However, I've never used glass cannon as like a run-ending item. So item just suck? I wouldn't say so. Given that you have the good build, the correct build, probably be a good item. I don't know. Pretty much every item in Isaac is able to be used to some effect that is good with the right build. Lost its good item. The Lost? In The Binding of Isaac? Are you saying the Lost character? Also, Pog song. Of course you would say that. You suggested the song. Yes, the Lost is a good item. You know what? I mean, you'd only fail as the Lost if you were, say, a bad gamer. So, yeah, Lost is a good item. I gotta say, A tier. Only thing that beats it, Painted Lost. Ever seen Glass Cannon as the Lost? Well, I've never played as the Lost. I'm waiting until I get the Holy Mantle to do that. I should stream Isaac again. It's been a while. It's a fun game to play on stream. Because there's just so much stuff and people get to backseat. Bruh? What is bruh? What is bruh worthy? You thought I was cracked in Isaacs? I'm cracked, I just haven't played it as much as you. Like, I'm insanely good at the game. I basically never die. But I just haven't spent as much of my life playing it as you have. Yeah, no, maybe if I had like a lot of extra time, I'd maybe sink it into Isaac. But I mean, why would I do that? I've got so many things to do, like pet my cat. Do I have repentance? Yes, I do. I have the whole shebang. You know what? Later, after I'm done doing the thing that's preventing the stream from going on longer, after I'm done doing that, I might put a what's it called? Tainted Characters Progress. I still need to beat Delirium a few more times in order to get to the next ending, and then after that ending, I will be able to go get the Tainted Characters. All right. So we have this. You unlocked Tainted Jacob first. Oh, fun. That's a good one to get first. But as I was saying before, what I was trying to say was I might send out a participant ping to do a Isaac multiplayer Repentance Plus run after I am finished doing what I need to do after the stream. You can't. That was mean. I love being a dickhead. It's my favorite thing. You're gonna go to work in 5 hours? Bro, you need to sleep. The fuck? No way you should be doing anything else than sleeping right now. Alright. So now what I do is I take Hoog said and I duplicate it. Now this is going to be Hoog said color. We're going to take that and fill it up with all the colors needed. A Sheffer man and Baker man do not require sleep. I mean, yeah, you've gotten to, like, the tainted characters in The Binding of Isaac. You probably don't need sleep. You're probably a gremlin who thrives off of a lack of sleep anyways. I love making fun of my friends. It's my favorite thing to do. Is his nose thing a little too big? It looks a little too big. Except in this, it's not that big. Oh, wait, hold on. It is too big. It's too big, not in the way that I thought it was, though. It's too big in that this part is supposed to go and end off at the end of the mouth. So it's supposed to be like this. Kind of like that. So what I can do to preserve the work I've already done to make the lines as much as I like them, I can just do this. Yeah, that should line up a little bit better. All right, and in fact, I can probably smooth this out now. Now, is that too small? Before it was too big, now it might be a little too small. Yeah, I think it might be. Oh man, this is tough. I think that's pretty good. I think this should work. We'll have to see when I actually add the color. Nope. Duplicate that. Put this there. Take the color of his face. And do that. Those. There we go. We will grab the color of his sweater. There we go. We can grab the color of his nose. My mouse started doing the, you know the little circly thing? Actually, you probably saw. No, you don't see it. You know the circly thing that shows up on your mouse? Oh, wait, you probably did see it. Either way, I feared for my art there for just a second. Because I didn't know if Frida was just about to crash or not. Okay, yeah, that works better. That's significantly better. Now I do this for the eyeball. And I'm going to fill in the highlights with white, just so that it isn't an empty background. I'm going to have to skedaddle soon. Let's try to make this quick. So, additionally, ear. Ear needs to be visible. That works. That's good. And then from that, I grab this. And then I do that. Nope. Whoopsies. Wrong choice. I will do it manually. All right. Perfect. I don't reckon I have to do it for the other side. Yeah, no. There's no way that'll be seen. Alright. His other ear is too small. His other ear is totally too small. Right? I feel like his other ear is too small. This ear is too small. I'm on a time limit. I'm on a bit of a time limit. Gotta be something like that, maybe. That's better. That's better. And then I can go in and get rid of this little artifacting bit. There we go. Nope. All right, and there we go. Now I get to... Fuck you. Come on. Sort of. Yeah, let me just use the color for the inside like that. I will do this. I will do this. Fuck. Shit. Wowee, color. Yes. I am coloring. I'm coloring. Yippee! I love being a man-child. My favorite activity of the day. Okay, I gotta use the actual thing. Do I not like coloring? No, I love coloring. I just said it like that because I'm trying to make funny. I'm trying to make you stay. It's really funny to me. A lot of things are really funny to me. I think the general reaction I have to a lot of things is laugh. But you know, just the hell is this Rain World track? It's a fan-made thing. It's not actually Rain World. It's chill as shit though. I will not accept slander against this fan track because it is quite enjoyable to listen to, I find. Eight. Okay. How dare you? How dare you? You betray my trust. You betray my trust and my Hoog. Look at him. He's so sad now. And in full color. Okay, next thing we have to do... You can't hear it? Oh. Why can't you hear it? Your moth? I'm gonna have to try to remember which one that is. I can actually just look up moth, I think. This one? This moth. Yeah, alright. Perfect. Let's get it like that. And just have the moth floating near the Hollow Knight, who is still stabbing a pumpkin. Alright. So, we have to get this color here. That is going to be the Hoog's head color. I don't really know what it is. It's just like a complementary color. It's not a complementary color. Complementary means something when it comes to colors. Just an extra color. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, oh man. My acid reflux is really going at it today. I've probably eaten nothing of substance today, and that's probably why. It's the Lumafly of the night. Yeah, just one really big Lumafly. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the knight would would not appreciate that guy being up there. The Hollow Knight, or not the Hollow Knight, the Knight seems to have a bit of a vendetta against moths. All right, that. There we go. I will now add some highlights. Although the one who gives the dream nail is also a moth. That is true. Maybe the Hollow Knight isn't actually, or not the Hollow Knight, it's the Knight. Maybe the Knight isn't actually racist against moths, but instead just doesn't like the radiance. Who could consider? It's a novel concept. Alright. Okay, I can also have like a weird cartoonish, just blue tears streaming down his face. Like this. Actually, that might be pretty funny because of the fact that he's got such a large eye. It's gonna be half of his face covered by water. How is my Watcher gun run going? It's been going. The past couple of streams have infuriated me quite a bit because of mechanics. Basically, the game's inconsistent, but that's just Rain World as a whole. Other than that, I've made some good progress. I think I found the Echo 2 or 3 more times. So, yeah. Outcome inconsistent? There were a couple of deaths that I had where it was entirely not my fault. Like there was one death. I got to the top of an area that required you have karma to use or I'll avoid spoilers, but it required karma. And I got to the top of it after quite a few deaths and a little bit of grinding. And then I tried climbing up a pole. And for some reason, Mr. Slugcat decided to let go of the pole. I clicked the up button for him to climb, and then he just let go. And I died. You're just so good at gambling. You won 4 coin flips out of 4. That right there is like an... I don't know what the chances. It doubles... it wasn't wind. It wasn't wind. It was legitimately just in that specific spot. The Slugcat's head bumped off of like a thing that was above him and auto let go. Which even then is rarely a thing. Usually, if I remember correctly, if they bump their head against a thing, they'll just go back to sitting on it like holding it normally. But no, this time they just, I don't want to go. You know, like they just kind of fell. All right. So what do we think about the tiers? How are we? What is the general consensus on how these should look, given that we have them? Because I'm not sure. 1 in 16% chance. I feel like that's definitely wrong. Not the chance percentage. I mean, what I just tried. Not enough tiers. This looks fine to you. All right. Well, I think that means that We could probably have a tiny bit more. Could make the emote even more clear when small. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just to emphasize what's happening in the emote. Now, I could try doing tiers like this, where they're going down, as opposed to the side. Let's see if that looks better. Hopefully it does. Could make them lighter, though. Check what this looks like in grayscale. Oh, that might be a good idea. I don't know if I can just insta change to grayscale. And, I mean, there probably is a way. I just haven't looked into it. They should follow the shape of the cheek. Yeah. But they need to also follow gravity, so they can do, like, this. Okay, I feel like could do with a little fewer tiers. I don't know if Biz is around to fix that. Let me just, there we go. Boo! Get the fuck out of here, streamboo.net. They don't have to follow the chick because of the chibification. I think naturally the Hoog kind of looks chibi though. I guess he doesn't look that chibi, but like he's got a big head. He's also got a big body in relation to the head, but whatever. All right. How about I think this should be good. Maybe. I don't know. Here, let me try making them slightly lighter colored. The neck feels a little too long. I feel like maybe the nose is a little bit too long, but I think his neck is pretty consistent to how it tends to be depicted in the other stuff. He does have a kind of weird and long neck. Oh no, wide. You mean the neck feels too wide? I don't think so. I think his... Let's see. Oh man, maybe it is. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. In order to change that, I would need to do this. I take that and just kind of push it over a little bit. Yeah, I think you are actually right about that. Let's see. Then I do this. And I grab it. Like that. Alright, and then we can just patch up all these little holes. Alright, do that there. That can go there. It's good. That. Good job. Yeah, no. That's tends to work out. That's why I kind of go into painstaking detail when it comes to making this guy in any of the photos, or not photos, in any of the images that I draw of him. Because he's just kind of hard to draw correctly. And so it takes a while to get used to how it should look. That revealed some artifacting there. Alright, there we go. Gotta go sleep. Alright, have a good one, Hawo. Thank you for dropping by. That can go like so. That works. Yeah, it does kind of look better. It does look like he's definitely more pouty looking. There's something about his nose though that I don't like. I just can't put my finger on it. I think it might be this? Since it's a side profile of his mouth. Just like increase the size of his mouth a little bit. He doesn't have the most pronounced mouth, but he does need to actually have a mouth. Let's see how this works out. It gets like that. It goes up. I don't know. From afar, it really doesn't change anything. It's fine. It's fine. However it is now, it's fine. I am going to take that, and I'm going to up the brightness of it a little bit. That's what I want to do. There we go. That looks closer to, like, the Binding of Isaac tears. If it's an emote, I don't really have to worry about the details. I know, but I like to kind of hyper-focus about all the details anyways. It's one of the pleasures, one of the many, many pleasures of doing art. It's taking way too much pride in making it done goodly. Okay. That works better. That works way better. Alright. So then, let me take these, group, Hoog, sad, emote. And now I have this, two more things. So duplicate that. This is going to be white outline. That time of the stream where only you exist. Looks like it. Then again, stream's going to be over in 3 minutes. So, you know, it's not the longest time to be the only person around. Let's get this set up. I think it was 9 pixels. Hard to guess. Where's the standard Bible thump emote? I don't see it. Oh. Weird. Alright, we do this. Okay, and final layer. Just go in with the black and go over the stuff that's going to be hidden a little bit and shaded in. Shading is an incredibly important part of making a drawing. Choosing, like, the concept of shading and choosing whether or not to shade is an important decision in art, because it changes the outcome of the image so much. So we're gonna really just do that. Okay, shade a little bit behind the nose. Okay, and then we can turn down the opacity there to kind of... There we go. All right. Shade the bottom here. So... And... like this. Now, shading wrinkles is a really cool thing that you could do, because adding shading, oh, there goes my timer, makes it, yep, dismiss that. Adding shading allows you to kind of extend out each individual wrinkle and emphasize them. All right. Alright, I gotta get going now, so I will see you guys another time. One less thing. 20 less things. Alright, yeah. I'll see you guys around. Thank you for dropping by the stream. And, yeah, like and subscribe. I don't know. Alright, have a good one. Might be doing some games in the Discord later, so...